Hey everybody, Mrs. Bianchi. Which equation best represents the relationship between x and y shown in the table below? I took this table and I just turned it into a vertical table rather than a horizontal table just because I think it's easier to work with that way. So we're going to take each choice. So if you look at A, it says y equals x plus 1. So the function there is x plus 1. And if we take x and add 1 to it, we're supposed to get y. All right, so now let's substitute in our values for x to see if that could be the answer. So if we substitute a 0, for x and then add y. Does this plus this equal 1? It does, but then you want to make sure it works for all of them. So if we substitute a 1 in for x and add 1, does that equal 4? And it does not. So that's a no because it doesn't work for the second one. All right, so then once you've done that, then you try choice B, which would be this. 3x plus 1 equals y. So let's erase what we have in there from choice A. And now let's try taking 3, and I'll put a set of parentheses. I'm going to do it for each one. So 3, set of parentheses plus 1, 3, set of parentheses plus 1, 3, set of parentheses plus 1. All right, so we're going to substitute the 0, substitute in the 1 for x, substitute in the 2, and substitute in the 3. And we're going to see if we do all this, do we get what y is? If we do all this, do we get 4? If we do all this, do we get 7? So let's try the first one. If I do 3 times 0, that would be 0. And 0 plus 1 does equal 1. So far, we're off to a good start. Here, if I do 3 times 1, I get 3. If I add 1 to it, 3 plus 1 does equal 4. So it checks for that one. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 does equal 7. And 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 does equal 10. So far it's looking like it would be choice B. But before you pick that, you would want to make sure that you can eliminate all the others. So if we try choice C, which is this, 4x. 4x, let's make that a little bit bigger. All right, so if we take 4 and we multiply it with 0, right off the bat, you can see that 4 times 0 is 0. It doesn't equal 1, so we can tell that that's going to be a no just based on that first one. Then we would want to try the last choice, which is 5x minus 1. So if we substitute in our values, here we get a 5. If we substitute in a 0 and subtract 1 from it, we have 0 minus 1. That does not equal 1. It would actually equal a negative number. And if we did it for the next one, if we did 5 times 1 minus 1, 5 times 1 is 5. And if we subtract 1, we do get 4. But we'd want to make sure it doesn't work for this one. So 5 times 2 minus 1, 5 times 2 would be 10. 10 minus 1 would not equal 7, so that's going to be a no. All right, good luck finishing that up.